thank you everyone for joining again tonight. We'll continue our training on networking. The last time we looked at different devices that is used for networking. We look at the router, we talked about networking terms. We look at different scenarios, why networking is important for cybersecurity professionals and even IT professionals generally. And we did a lab workshop the last time. We looked at simple connection between two PCs and the router. So, and I also gave you a task, which I have checked with you before we start tonight's training, and I've checked that everyone is on track. And I just want to explain some of the terms that you might have seen there that you just feel like, okay, let me just do what the task says as per instruction, but you don't really understand what all these terms mean. So I'm going to take them one by one and explain what each one means. So the objective is to simulate the connection of two computers and a router and to test the connectivity between them. Why is this important? You might be asked to connect two or more pieces together, and the aim is for you to be able to send data and receive data between these devices. So it's just a simple connection. You can use it for a home office or even a small office connection. So imagine you have 2 or 3 employees using this different PCs, and you want them to probably share resources. So this simple lab can work for that scenario. So what do you need to simulate it like in real life? We're going to use the Cisco packet tracer like we did the last time. And this is what we're going to cover for this setup. Like I said earlier on, the first thing you need to do is to configure the router. It's just like buying a new device. You want to ensure that your password is there, no one have access to it, so that your data is secured. And because it's a very delicate device that will be used to control so many other resources on the network, it's very important that you keep the password very secure. So we'll start with the line console password and also give it a host name. Why do you need to give it a host name? Because there might be several routers on the network. So for you to be able to identify a particular router, for best practice, as soon as you want to configure a router, give it a name. The line console password is for a physical, let me say physical security actually, because the device is a physical device. So anyone can go there and just start messing around with it. So the line console password helps to secure the router from physical, from anyone going there physically to just mess up the setup on the router. For the line VTY password, this password is used for a virtual connection, like a remote connection, if you want to anyone to access this router remotely. So that's what the line VTY password is all about. And you know, it's not enough for us to just put a password. You can even go extra mile, just like 2-factor authentication, encrypt that password again. You can encrypt the password again. The banner message is just like a normal, just like a simple message, not really important, but it's part of the setup just for you to, just like a description that can say, oh, this is the main office router, or maybe this is the finance router, depending on whose router it is in the office. If it's in an office setup, we'll look at how to add IP address, save the configuration, because after putting all this configuration, if you don't save it, if you shut down your Cisco packet tracer, you're going to go back to do the same thing when you want to go back to the exercise again. So that's why it's very important to save all the configuration before shutting down your Cisco packet tracer. And the show starts configuration and run if configuration is just for you to confirm what do you have on your current configuration about the router. You can see what you have currently, so that in case you miss anything, you can go back and add any other configuration that you have missed. So configuring the PCs, we know the PC, we need the IP address, and we need to include the gateway IP address, which in this case is the same thing as the router. And finally, after all this thing, we need to ping the connection between the PCs, because That is really what we want to achieve at the end of the day. We want these devices to talk to each other. So if we ping and there is no connection, that means we have to go back and check what we did wrong. So that is the objective of this exercise. So first, there's a step-by-step instruction which I believe is clear enough for everyone to be able to attempt this task, which I'm happy that there is no bottleneck for anyone to pull this assignment. So well done, everyone. So the first thing we did was to add the devices to the workspace. By now, you should be familiar with the interface of Cisco Packet Tracer, where to pick your devices from, which device you should use, and why should you use a particular cable. You use the straight cable if the devices are different. Let's say, for example, switch to router, router to PC. You use the other one, the cross cable, if they are the same devices, PC to PC or router to router. You understand? Because you can connect as many routers depending on the architecture of the network you are building. So it doesn't have to just be one router. You understand? So that's the first step, add device to the workspace. So we selected the two PCs this time around because we actually need two PCs. The next step, we added the router. And you can see from the instruction, selected the router, added it. So the next thing is for us to add the cable because the devices are there, you want to connect them. We think of the physical cable first. We selected the cable and we selected the interface on the router. So like I explained earlier on, because we are connecting directly to the router, there are two interfaces. That is where you have the fast Giga Ethernet 0/0/0, and for the PC one, that one will be connected to the 0/0/1. So in this case, they are going to have two different IP addresses. So this is the connection with the cable, and right now it's showing red because we've not configured the router. So nothing is happening at this moment. To configure the router, we have to go to the command line interface, which you can find once you click on the router. Maybe double click on the router is going to open this page to you. And you can see the third tab there is the CLI. Once you click on the CLI, you'll see something like this. Don't be confused. Once you know the basics, everything is just about putting the right command. And if you make any, if there's any error message, just check what you have typed. You might probably type something different, and that's why it's giving you that error message. So to start with, like I explained the last time, there are three modes in this CLI. The first one is the basic mode, which you always find this greater than sign. So it will start with router and this greater than sign. Anytime you see, just know you're in the basic mode. And there's little you can do in the basic mode. You can only just show some basic things like just to check to ping, actually, to ping and some other things. But for the privilege executive mode, the icon for that one is the hash icon. So if you find yourself that you have probably the name of your router, just now it's just a router. What if you had named it to, let's say, home router, you see something like home router or office router, followed by the hash icon. So just know at that point you are in your privilege executive mode. But the mode that we want to go to is the configuration mode. That is where you can configure the router. So if you're typing anything, if you're in the basic mode and you're trying to configure the router from there, you'll be getting error message because you are not in the right mode. So for you to get to the configuration mode, these are the steps you take. The first thing, you will be in the basic mode. What you need to, you just say the router and the greater than sign. You type enable and you can just shorten it to EN. Once you type EN, just press enter. It will take you to the next one, router, then the hash sign. The next thing you need to type again is configure terminal, or you can use the shortcut conft. Once you type that one, the next thing, you are in the configuration mode and you're good to go. You start putting all the things you want to configure on the router. It's so easy. So the first thing we said we're going to do is we want to give it a host name. So host name, you just type in your host name, home router. In this example, I just put like home router. You can decide to put any name. Once you're done, press enter. And that's it. The host name is there already. You've configured that one. It's as simple as that. Now for the password, you just type line console 0. That's the command. There's no other explanation than that is just the command, line console 0. Press enter. You can see the next one, it has given you home router config line, telling you now you're about to put in a password for your line console. Then just type password and put the password you want to put. In this scenario, I just put 0123 at. Once you're done, enter, just type login. Enter, then you're done with the password. You can exit and go back to config. From the config line, you go back to config again so that you can continue with other configuration. You have to exit config line, go back to config. Then we want to configure the line VTY password. The same step, line VTY. This 4 to 0 means that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. That means 5 users can remotely connect to this router. That's what the 0 to 4 means. Based on the router 0 to 4, VTY 0 to 4. So 5 people can remotely connect to the router. Once you're done, you put the password for the VTY. So this password will be just for people that want to connect remotely to it. Then you put your password. In this scenario, I put telnet123 at. The same thing, login, exit. Then you go back to your config again. We're done with that one. Encrypt password, the same steps like you followed and everything went on. While enable secret, that's if you want to encrypt password, then you put 123 at. Please always remember any password you're putting, because sometimes if you don't remember, especially when you've encrypted the password, you might have to just go back and do another setup again. So please always remember the password you use. So the banner message, like I explained, is just a description for the banner. It's just, this is our home router. IP address, configure the IP address, which I think by now everyone is a guru about configuring routers IP address, the same way we did in the last class. If it's in the basic mode, enable, we went to the config terminal, back to the configuration, then we had interface, gigabit Ethernet, that's the name, the interface for the router we are configuring, the IP address, the subnet mask, then no shutdown means don't power it down, let it be on so that it can see the other devices on the network. So after we're done with that one, yes, done with that one, you exit it and you do the same for the second interface. Like I explained, because we are connecting the router directly to the two PCs, they have two interfaces. So the first one is the /0/0/0. So you do the same for the 0/0/1. And when you're done, save your configuration. Make sure you save it. If you don't save it and you shut down your system and you want to turn on Cisco Packet Tracer back, all this configuration may not be there. You have to start putting them again. But once you save it, then you're good to go. So once you're done, for you to see what you've saved or what you've configured on the router, you can use this command, show start and running configuration. So you go back again, go to your, okay, in this case, you're going to check your show start and running configuration in the privilege executive, because right now you're not configuring anything. So you're not going to be in the config mode. So you exit the mode, go back to the second mode, which is the privilege executive mode. That is one that have just the hash icon. So you can now type in your command, show run, It will show you all the running configuration at that moment. Or you can show starts. Show starts means when the router starts, these are the configurations I want to see at when it's booting, like when it's starting, once you just power it on. So that's what these commands are for. So to configure the IP address, double-click the PC, select desktop from the menu, open your configuration like we did. This is the screenshot. So select the IP configuration, and you select static because you are entering the IP address manually. This is it. So you put the IP address. That's the for the PC. It will be in that space where you have the IPv4 address, the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Then the default gateway will now be the IP address of the router. Remember, this one is for the first PC. So you do for PC1, then you go back and do the one for PC2 as well. So follow the same step above to configure PC1. Okay, the other one we named it PC0. So, and finally, we now need to test if they can communicate with each other. So to do this, you go to your PC again. This time around, you go to desktop, the desktop tab like we did. Instead of going to IP configuration, now you go to this command prompt to type your ping, and you ping the second PC. So you ping it and you wait for it to send you a notification to show you that, okay, I've received this data and I've lost some, depending on how the network, sometimes the network can be a little bit, the latency of the network can delay the packet from sending at a particular time. So the packet will be dropping. So that's where you have these losses. So that tells us that sometimes when the network, even on our computer, sometimes wants to send some messages, email, might take a long time when you click the send button for it to finally show that it's gone. So these are some of the things would be to like the network is just dropping the packet and it's not fully sent. So you might have to like click resend or just ping it again. So by the time you can see in this example, I pinged it first. It dropped some, lost one of the packets, which is like 25% loss. Then I pinged it the second time, and at that time there was no loss again. So that's it for the task. And any question, anything that is not clear? Okay, so that's good. So we'll just go
sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Esther, sorry, please.
Okay,
I
yes.
just want to notify you of an observation.
All right.
Why, after we have done the configuration, we are trying to, the last part before we go to the PC, where we have to run the configuration. I discovered that after putting us here, the same configuration, yes, this is, after saving that configuration by itself, it went to go and pick one of the router. You use 2 gigabyte Ethernet for the router. On its own, it went to go and pick and configured it itself. It brought it, once I said enter, it now brought it as if we want to configure it again, the initial time. So when that line that it will bring, when you want to configure each of those,
okay.
One line.
When you just click on, when you just want to start your configuration, is that what you mean?
Yes, we have to highlight the IP address and the port number and all that. So after the save configuration, once I did enter before doing the show and all that, it brought that, like configured one of the port itself and brought that number. I can share that screen maybe later.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to go for the second port so that I'll be sure that he will do it for the 2. Because when he brought that one for me automatically, I had to go and repeat that same process for the second port, for the second port of the router. Just an observation. It was not, I will show you my screen when the time comes. What it worked for me.
When I'll take a look. Yeah.
Second one.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So this one is for you to set up two PCs with the same gateway. So this one, we're going to introduce a switch. So can anyone tell me from the last class, what is the work of a switch? Anyone? What's the work of a switch?
I think it breaks transmission into smaller packets. Is anything like that?
Anyone?
Like a segmentation.
Oh, no.
Segments.
Yeah, the work of a switch, what a switch does is like a messenger. You understand? Like we have different devices connected to the network. So once the router is passing the message, let's say, for example, someone searched for something on the internet and the message is coming back, it comes to the router first. Because there are so many devices in the house, it is the work of the switch to now send it to that particular device. So imagine you are not the one that asked for how to bake a bread, and maybe somebody in the family is typing that thing, and imagine now everyone is getting the search results, something you didn't search for. So it's the work of the switch to ensure that the message only gets to the device that requested for it. You understand? So that's the work of the switch. When you put it in between the router, and if you remember, we talked about MAC address the last time. How is it able to do all this? Is because of the MAC address of all the devices. It masters the MAC address of all the devices that is connected to, all the devices that are connected to the network. So this way, there will not be message like conflicts in message sent into different devices, you understand? So the addition of this switch is going to help us to just have just one gateway, because you're going to connect these two pieces to the switch and the switch directly to the router. You understand? So that's what we're going to do here. So everyone, where you are, we're going to share our screen. I'll just give you some time to just turn on your packet tracer. So this is the network topology, like I explained. PC1 and 2 will be connected to the switch and the switch to the router. It's the same process like we did the last time. It's the same process, but this time around, we're just going to have one gateway. So if we start, you can start doing it where you are, and I'm going to also do it where I am. So when you're done, you're going to share your screen so that we can see what everyone is doing. So the PC IP address, you can use this one that is on the screen. It's just the same, almost the same one we used the last time. .1, .2 for PC1, .1, .3 for PC2, and the gateway will just be .1, .1. So it's very simple. It's the same, almost the same one as the last exercise. Just follow the same. Just for you to, okay, I'll just turn on my own packet trace as well so that you can see it. I think I've done one exercise there before, but I can open a new one and just try. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're starting now. So we need, we'll go to the network devices. We need the router, pick one, put it here. Can rename it in router, any name, just for best practice so that you can recognize where you, the router you're working on, in case you have so many routers on your canvas. So we need a switch. Beside the router is the switch. Click on it and you can pick the first one. Put it here. Can just leave it as just maybe switch. We'll go to the end devices and pick two pieces. One and 2. Okay. Okay. So I can just swap them. Just put this one here, put this one here. So can anyone tell me the cable we are going to use? The copper straight through, because they are different devices. So you connect this one, fast Ethernet to the switch. You can use any of the Ethernet, or you can see the switch. It has some like 24. So imagine you can connect so many pieces to it. So that's the advantage, unlike the main router that have few. So you take the cable again, PC2, connect to the interface on this one, connect it to any of the interface on the switch. The same copper straight through, because the switch and the main router, they are different devices as well. So this one, and connect it to the router. Yeah. So we've done the physical connection with the cable. Now we need to configure the main router. So you double click, and I'll just drag this a little. Let's put this one. Okay, so you go to the, let me just pull this one down. So the CLI, and if you open it initially, it will ask you, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? There are so many dialogues it will be telling you. You can just click no and click on return to get started. So right now we are in the basic mode. You can see that icon, the greater than sign. So we'll just type enable. You can type the enable in full, EN, to take you to the next mode. Now we need to go to configuration mode. You can type the configure terminal in full. If you use config T, it's the same thing. So I'm going to just type it in full for you to know that it's going to work as well. So we are in the configuration mode right now. So what do we need to do? We need to interface gigabit Ethernet. Watch out for typo errors so that you don't have to like type, keep typing. So anything you type, just make sure it's correct before you press enter so that you don't do the retyping all over. So this one, you can see we've entered the config if mode. That's right now you want to put in your IP address. IP address. So our IP address is 192.168.1.1. Don't forget your subnet mask, 255.255.255.0. And click enter. So remember, no shutdown. That means let it stay connected. Don't shut it down. It's done. And you can click exit so that you can go back to the config. Can you see? Once you know those, all the things you need to put, you won't have any error. Just know this basic commands, then you are good to go. So once you're done, now we need to put the IP for the.
Sorry to interrupt you.
All right.
Please do not close what you're about to close. Don't close it. So
All
the
right,
second
sure,
to the
yeah.
last line, second to the last line, how did that come? Because I'm following you step by step, and mine just stopped at changed state to up.
Yeah, just
And that,
click enter. Just press enter. Yeah.
oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Are we all good to go? Okay, so I'll just close it. We're done. Can you see now it's turned to green already? So once you see this green light, it tells you that the configuration is good. But if it's showing red, of course, from your CLI, you would have seen some error messages that will tell you you're not doing something right. So you have to correct it. So right now, we need to just add the IP address for each PC. So you go to the IP configuration and put it there. Remember, the first three number is the network. So it has to be the same as the gateway. So only the last number from that one, you can now look at 2, 3, 4. You can decide to choose even numbers, maybe 2, 4, 6, depending up to 254. So it tells you that so many devices can connect on that network. So right now, let's just choose 2. Subnet mask is the same. So the gateway is the router's IP address, 192.168.1.1.1. So are we all okay to this point? Okay, I'll close it. PC2, desktop, IP configuration, 192.168.1. You can put 3. If you want to do it serially, you can put 4. If you want to do it even, so I can put 4. So put any number you want on yours. The subnet mask. So this time around, it's the same gateway. So 192.168.1.1. So now it's time for us to ping. This is the moment of truth to see what we've done. So, you know, the last time I was telling you about making it look real so that you can see what is behind the scene. So if you go to this icon here that says simulation, we're going to see how this packet has been sent. You see all the process behind the scene. So we want to ping PC2. So let's click on PC1 and go to the command prompt. Just move away from here so that you can see. Just make it a bit smaller. Oh, just a minute. Come. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, it's here. So ping 192.168.1.4. Remember, that's what I gave mine. So if yours is different, just type in. So I've pinged and I'm going to play the simulation panel here. Just watch. Can you see what's happening? It goes to the switch, and the switch is, the two of them, they are communicating with each other. If you have more than 2 pieces connected to that switch, you only see that it will only send to PC2. Every other PC will not. We can try that one. We can try to just add one more PC so that you can see what I meant. Just hold on. I'll quickly add one PC now so that we can see. Let me just add one more PC. Okay, PC3, the cable. Okay, let me stop the simulation first. So I'm going to add this to the switch. So I'll quickly add the IP address for it. So Let's say 192.168.1.6, same subnet mask, 192.168.1.1. Okay. Now, PC1, ping again. That's 4, yeah. Okay. Play. Let's just watch. Can you see that I didn't make a mistake of sending it to the PC3? If it was a hub, that's the shortcoming of a hub before the hub was replaced with a switch. If it was the hub that they were still using, the time they were still using the hub is going to do like a broadcast to all the devices on the network. It's going to send to everyone. So, but switch came and broke that limitation of what the hub cannot achieve by not knowing the particular device to send it to. So when they invented the switch took care of that limitation. So the switch will recognize the devices based on their MAC address. So it won't just, can you see? Okay, I think there's a network, can you see? So those are some of the things you see behind the scene. There's a network glitch there and it's showing like it's not sending to anyone. Let me see this one. Let's see if something there's a loss. Can you see there's a delay? Let me try to make it smaller. Bring this one. Can you see it's taking time? It's dropping little by little. So the network is a bit slow because it's taking time for the fourth packet to be sent. I hope we are clear. So you can see how the thing goes from PC1 to the switch. So as long as you're sending any message, it could be you are sharing files, you are sharing data, you are sending email. This is the process it will go through behind the scene. Goes to the switch, except maybe you're now sending anything outside of the network. Maybe you're now browsing, which with time I might probably do some exercise that you had a web server. So you simulate like you're sending or asking, searching for something on the internet. So the router will send it out to the cloud, bring it back. You see all those processes. So it's just we start with this basic connection. Once you understand how to build like a simple network, add your devices. Once you know what you need, if you need to connect a printer, you can add a printer. So Cisco Packet Tracer is very, very good. It helps you to just bring your imagination to life. You don't have to think of, oh, what if you even see the PC physical one today, with this knowledge that you have tonight, you can connect it. Just the two pieces, ask for the cable. And if you're not sure, you would have researched about the cable you want to use. Just check online, how does the straight cable look like physically? You identify it, look for the interface at the back. And okay, let me just show you this. Let me turn off this one. So you can see, these are some of you can see this is how the back of the switch will look like. These are all the interface. You can see them. So just put the cable from the PC, connect it to any on the interface you see at the back here. This is how it is. The same way with the router, if you click on the PC as well, physical, you can see it. Zoom in. So once you see all those things, you already have how it looks like in your imagination. So if you see any of these devices physically, you can immediately connect with it like, oh, I know how to configure a router. I know how to connect it to the PC because you already have the idea and you've seen how it will look like in real life. So that one will help you to be able to, talk about it anywhere you go. Don't say, oh, I don't even know how it looks like. Once you can do this simple connection, once you see it physically, that knowledge will be there for you to know where to put the cable. And with the software, I talked about what networking involved the last time: hardware, software, and protocols. The hardware is your device, your router is the software. It's just like you have Windows operating system on our computers, on our PCs. There is also OS for routers. There is OS for Cisco routers and other brands router. So it's just like you connecting the router to your PC or your computer with the OS. You can access everything on the router and configure it. The protocols, if it's for file transfer, you'll be looking at FTP, depending on what you're asked to configure. You understand? So, but we have to keep practicing. It's not going to stop here. As soon as we are done with this one, I'll be giving us back to back with instructions. I want us to practice it. I want us to keep practicing it, even in your spare time, even after we are done with networking. If you really like to know more about networking, just keep practicing, because networking is really part of, you can't really protect, as a cybersecurity professional, what you don't know, you can't protect it. So imagine you don't know even how the network, how it works. How will you be able to identify when an attacker is on your network? How will you be able to identify if there is any threat? But once you know your network, oh, this firewall is not configured well, or I've disabled this port, but I don't know why. You understand? So networking is a vital part of being in cybersecurity, what you need to know. So I want to encourage us, don't let it stop here. Let's keep practicing. If you have any question, anything you're not clear on, please always ask on the Telegram group. So I'm going to ask each one of us to share our screen and let's see what you have done. Any question before I ask you to share your screen? Are you on track? Kemi?
Yes, I'm on
You're on track.
I'm on track. Yes.
So, are you on track?
I'm on track. Though I'm not finished, but I'm on
Yes, I
track.
am. Thank you.
Okay. Adedapo, is he here with us? Okay. Maybe, okay, so please, the floor is just share your screen and let's see what you. Okay, good.
Hi, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically that's it.
Can you ping and let's see and turn on the simulation?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. The simulation doesn't seem to
Yeah,
be
what's
coming
wrong
in.
with it? Or is it open somewhere?
No, I had closed it. I know it was open at first, but I had closed it.
Okay. Yeah, but we can see the packets.
Okay, yeah, now it's back.
Okay, play, yeah. Okay. So which PC did you ping?
I pinged. Oh, sorry, I didn't change the name. I pinged 3.
3, okay.
Yeah. That's 1 to 3.
Okay. And you can also see from the event list, it's showing you the time and the last device that was active, that was talking at that time, or that was connecting. You can see all those things. Yeah. Something is wrong. It's like it's a bit slow. You can see because it's giving all of them like this X mark. So nothing was received at that time. Let's check. Can you see?
Yeah.
So if you check your, what's it called, the command prompt, you'll see that it's a bit, nothing is, okay,
Oh.
it's done. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's done. That means all the packets are sent. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Can I
Kemi,
stop sharing?
yeah,
Okay.
stop sharing, please. Thank you. Kemi, please share your screen.
Let
Yes.
me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's coming up. Almost there. Yes, we got. Yeah.
But I've not configured all the, I'm trying to configure the router. I've not configured any of it.
Oh, okay. We'll give you time. Do it here. That's why we are here. Just do it.
Okay. So I've started it. So I want to be sure that I can get that interface. Just guide me.
Now just double click.
Interface. I should double click.
Yeah, double click on the router.
Yeah, I'm already at the.
We can't see it.
I'm already at
Anyone
the.
see it? I can't see it from
Okay.
here.
Okay. Let me go back. But you can see this my interface, right?
Yeah, I can see it, but when you clicked, I
Okay.
can't see the CLI.
I've clicked. Did you see the CLI now?
I can't see from my hand. Is anyone seeing it?
Yeah. Are you using two screens? I think you need to double click. You're just clicking
Yeah,
once.
I'm seeing it on my own site.
Well, we can't
So
see it.
are you
Yeah,
using two screens?
your screen is sharing. It's there. I'm not using doubles. I'm not using any doubles. Let me close this. Okay. Okay. Let me click. I'm already at the CLI. Did you see anything?
No, but just
If you look, hold on, Esther. If you look on your tab, you will see it next to you. Just hover around it. It should be next to your
Uh-huh.
Cisco packet tracer. No, hover around on your tab. You see where you have where you have the Cisco packet tracer on your tab. If you hover
Is it
around
me?
it, yes, and Kemi. So take your cursor, move down to your tabs. Down to your tabs.
I
Keep
don't
coming.
get you.
Keep coming to your tabs. Though I can't see your tabs, but
yeah,
I'm
I
very
can't see it
sure
as well.
it's next to your Cisco packet tracer on your tabs.
Yes, I've already opened it. I'm seeing it myself. I
Yeah,
don't know
but we
why you're
can't
not.
see it because it's on the side.
Okay.
So you have to click.
Okay. So let me
Once
move
you
it.
click on it, it will bring it up.
Okay. Let me look at the way I can move it. Are you seeing it now?
No.
No.
If you can do what I'm asking you to do, because I'm sure it's sometimes, when you open when there's a pop-up, another smaller thing
Yeah,
on
it
your
could be
screen,
somewhere
it
on the
goes on the side.
taskbar.
Yeah. So if you can trace your packet tracer on your tab is those things on. So like as
Yes,
you
I
can see
I
Esther's
have.
one now, or is
Okay.
this mine that I'm seeing? I don't even know. So on your tabs where you have Chrome and all the likes.
Yes, I
So
know my tab now.
uh so next to your packet tracer, you should be able to hover around it and it will show up
Okay, let me
as
somebody is saying something. Let me stop sharing and reshare again
yeah,
so that
maybe
I'll
you
be
should.
sure I'm sharing my whole screen or something. Okay, let me just share this so that you will see what I'm trying to do. I think that was the problem. I was just sharing tabs. I was not sharing my whole screen. So let me just share this and you see what I'm trying to do. Can you see it now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we can
Uh-huh.
see it now.
Okay. So I have so many tab interface, right? Gigabit Ethernet, yeah. The 000/0/1.
You have a P there. Yeah, just watch out for
I've done that.
no 0.
Then it's okay, 0.
Yeah.
Then
Enter.
Yeah. Then I'll put the IP address.
IP address and the subnet mask, yes.
So the IP address is 192.168.1.1, right?
Exactly.
255.255.255.0. Yeah.
Yes.
Then no shutdown, right?
No shutdown, yes.
Then after that, yeah, I think I'm done. Then I'll exit, right?
Yeah, I can press enter, then exit.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
I'm good to, yeah.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, so I think it has changed. I can close it, yeah. So let me share the packet tracer itself. So it has changed to green.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So each of the text desktop now. Are you seeing it the way I'm doing it?
Yeah, we can see you. So
okay,
if you
for the
double click
first one, I've double clicked on it. The IP address is 192, right?
We can't see it again, but just put the IP address.
Don't worry. You will see it. I will stop sharing then. Share that tab itself.
But did you share your old screen?
No, I think that's the problem I'm having.
You should share instead of sharing tabs. Just click on share screen. So it's going to share everything, even if you are moving in between tabs.
I have so many things I opened.
Okay,
so,
next time when you want to start, just make sure any personal thing, close them.
Yeah.
So in case you are in a meeting,
okay. 192.168.1.1, right? Or no? Can it be .1 again? That would be .2, right?
You can choose 2, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that one is done for
add the gateway. That's the router, is the default gateway. Yeah. That one is the .1.
Okay, so I'll put it right. So 192.168.1.1. Is that not?
Yeah, that's
okay,
good.
So I'll close it, right?
Exactly.
And do it for the other one. So I'll do it for the 3, right?
You do it for the 3.
Okay. So let me share that one too, so that you see what I'm doing. Share. So 192.198.1, that will be .3, right?
You can choose 3, yeah.
So that should not be. So I was 192.
It's not. Hello. It's not one. It's not 198. 168.
168. There's a typo.
Oh, sorry. It has already even given me that. Thank you. So 192.168.1.1. Yeah, good. So that one is gone. So let me do for the other one, the third one. Okay. So let me share my screen again so that I see it. The IP address. So 192.168.1.4. The subnet, then this is 192.168.1.1. 1.1. Okay.
Yeah, good.
So I think I'll finish. So let me now share my This is some. Okay. So I'm here.
Okay,
So I'll ping, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
ping and turn on the simulation so we can see.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I first of all ping before turning on the simulation.
Yeah, do that.
0. Okay.
Don't worry, just type it. Just type. We can't. You don't need to go in between tabs again. Since we're still coming back here, just type it. Just ping and we'll see what's happening.
Command prompt. Ping 192.168.1. I hope I can remember that. .2, right? There's a reply. Yes, let me share that one so that you will see it. So I got a reply for that, for the pinging.
All so packets received. Okay, just turn on the simulation.
All packet received. Okay.
Yeah. Press the play button.
The play button.
The play button.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can.
So
the simulation panel is blocking the last.
Okay, let me. Okay, the last PC. Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Yeah, it's better. Yes.
Okay. So I think it's.
So did you ping PC 0 from 1?
No, I've not. I only pinged the 1. I didn't ping the 0 and 2.
Okay. You pinged 1. You pinged 1 from 2 or pinged 1 from 0?
1 from 2. I pinged this first one.
Because we can't see your screen, so I don't know the IP address you pinged.
I used the first IP address, the PC one.
The PC one is your .2.
This one. Okay, maybe this one, yeah, the PCPT. Okay, I should change it to another name.
Yeah, just ping PC PT's 2 from PC 0. Let's see.
Okay.
So that way we can know if you can't remember the IP address, just over the icon you can see it. So this one is .3. PC2 is .3.
This one is .3, yeah.
So go to PC. No, go to PC 0 and ping that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Ping from PC 0.
Okay. So I should ping PC 1 from PC 0, right?
Ping 2, which is the .3. Ping it from 0.
Okay.
Let's see.
192.168.1.3.
Yes. So it's sending the packet now from 0.
Okay, we are seeing it.
Yes. If you noticed, it sent to 1 and 2, but you can see yeah. Sometimes it could be some network glitch, and PC 1 is saying, no, this message is not for me. So only 2 accepted it. You can see from the, yeah.
Yes.
So now it's going to just PC 2. Can you see? So that one is going to show, yeah. So just PC 2 and PC 0 are sharing data, or sharing, yes, yeah, from the switch, from their packets, yeah, both of them now. It's acknowledging that you sent me a message, received. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So in between the switch, because it's just like local network, they are communicating between themselves in the local network. If we were to be like they were communicating to the web, it will go through the router, go outside on the cloud, come back to the router, comes back to the switch, and it will go to the specific device that requested for the information from the web. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Adedapo, are you able to share your screen? Are you with us tonight? Yeah, you can stop sharing, Kim.
Okay.
Okay, so well done, everyone. It's been a very good interaction tonight. So I'm going to stop this one. So let me just check few files I've worked on here, recent files, just to show you. There's one. This one is here. Just click yes. Just save it. You can see, like I mentioned earlier on, you can connect the switch to many devices. You understand? This one, I explained some topologies to you the last time. The bus, the hybrid, the star, the ring. All of them have their pros and cons. So depending on the setup you have and the number of pieces you're trying to connect, some topology may not work because, for example, the switch is like the main, is acting like the router. You're sending and receiving information because it's like a local, because there are some switch, if you notice, we didn't put IP address on the switch. Who noticed? There was no IP address because switch actually operates on, if you remember the OSI model, everything have to come in place. You have to keep remembering, switch is a device on the layer 2, and layer 2 only recognizes MAC address. Although there are some switch that, there have been some upgrade on some switch that they can act like a router. So those ones, they can have IP address, you understand? So with or without the IP address for some switch, they can still, if it's like within the local network, like some things that will not really need network like that, some file sharing or maybe some photos, they can still communicate with them. But it now depends on if there is a cut, let's say in one of the cable, or there is a glitch, that means it's going to cut off network from all the devices that are sent. So all these topologies have their pros and cons. So I'm going to give us some exercise. We're going to try out, let's try out 3 out of the topologies and disconnect one cable from one, and let's see what happens. So in the next assignment, I'm going to send it out by tomorrow morning. I'll give us like 3 or 4. I want us to get busy and cover as many things as possible before we move on to the next topic in the series, in this training series, so that we know we are good to go on networking. Like I said, you have to just practice. This is the basis. I'm telling you, I've tried to break it down as simple as possible. Once you understand these basics, you just have to keep building on it. Once you know the device, just ask yourself, what do I want to build? What do I want to achieve? What's the objective of what I want to, this particular assignment or this particular task or this particular mini project I want to do? Once you understand the objective, you'll be able to know, okay, I'll need a switch, or I'll need the router, or I don't need a switch, I need a web server, or I need a printer. I just want to see how it will look like if I want to add a printer to PC and just simulate me sending something to the PC and it's interacting with the printer, things like that. So the more we open our minds and find time to practice, I'm telling you, before you know it, there is nothing that you'll be afraid of, even if you come in contact with any physical device anyway, or even if you're asked to talk about it, you can say it, you know about the OSI model. And why all these things are important is because all of them, they have their place in the OSI, all the layers. So anything that has to do with switch, like I explained, is in layer 2. So you can't be going to layer 7 or 6 to say you are finding a fault that has to do with switch. It's not going to be there. Layer 1 is for all these physical cables, things like that. So anything that will have to do with like, oh, there is the session is, that, okay, it's for the layer, I think layer 5 or so, for the session. Yeah, I think layer 5. Yeah, if I collect correctly. So that's what we're going to have tonight. Any question? And I hope you all have enjoyed tonight's session. If you have any question, please ask before I invite Lady Pat to speak with us. Anything you're in doubt of, or anything you've encountered during probably when you're researching and it's still not clear, just use this medium to ask, and I'm happy to shed more light on it.
I was looking for my hand I couldn't find my hand to raise up. If you don't mind. That's
okay,
why.
no, it's fine.
I just want to say well done. This was very refreshing for me.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. As as boring as networking is, Cisco packet tracer makes it just the difference. I love Cisco packet tracer. I so much enjoy doing,
it's really good.
Like you said, you can imagine a lot of stuff with it. And I remember doing 2 different projects on it, and it was really, really funny and it was interesting. Yeah, well done. I would do I'm a bit behind because I've not worked on my Cisco packet tracer for a while, so I couldn't remember my email. I was thinking it was my school email, but thank God it wasn't. So finally I opened it this night. So yeah, by next week I should be up to date, up to where everyone is. So yeah, I'll watch the video. But well done. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So anything?
No, actually, thank you. I was able to follow, so no.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Kemi?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, so I also sent the list of some IP address you can, maybe for the next task, you can use any other one aside from this 192 for you to know those ones are still going to work as well. So you can always switch things up on any project or any task you are given. Just switch up the IP address and feel free to use anyone.
We got it.
Yeah, good. Lady Pat. Tosin, you want to say anything? Thank you so much for helping us to do the recording.
Oh, well, just to say well done, Esther, and keep up the good work. Okay, we really enjoyed the class. Yeah, I think that's just all I'll have to say. Well done.
All right, thank you. Lady Pat, maybe she's not close to her device at the moment.
Yeah, I can stop the recording now so that I wouldn't.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.